Hey, Dr. Fred, TMT, and here are two words I'm giving you a preview that determine your life. And what does this mean? Hey, I'm just like you. We're spirits on a human journey here to fulfill a soul purpose, and we're here for a reason. We're here for a specific purpose. So the real question is, it's not as important what you do as it is why you do it. Why gives you meaning, and meaning has purpose. Now, studies have been proven that people that have a desire and seek just to be happy end up miserable. But people that have a life of meaning, the product is happiness and fulfillment. So if we look at why we do something and the meaning of why we're doing it and the purpose of why we're doing it contributes to the lives of others, it's aligned with our soul purpose, then what we do is very different. It has emotion. Why we do it has emotion. It has passion. It has drive. It has determination. It has inspiration, which inspiration in the Greek comes from entheos, which means in God. Inspiration comes from God, moves through us. It aligns with our soul purpose. Then what we do becomes more impactful, number one, to other people, which invariably makes us stronger. Now we look at what we are doing. Now, if we look at what we're doing and what we're doing doesn't align or isn't us getting us what we want or is creating more pain, then we have to look at why are we doing it? Is there an emotionally based need? Is it an insecurity? Is it based on fear? Our most primitive instinct is survival. So what's that mean? We want safety and we want protection and we want this and we need it in a certain time frame and we have to have this, and we end up, and then that's why we're doing it, that emotional need. And then what we do becomes we're forcing solutions on problems, and then we've all done this where then we just create bigger problems and we end up really sabotaging what we want. Why? Because why we're doing it affects what we do, and then we end up forcing things, conditions and situations, and then we end up sabotaging the whole thing, because the reason why we did it determined what we did that created a bigger problem. So if you're looking at what you're doing, does what you're doing feel good? Then we look at why we're doing it. Now this is easy. It's easy to take action. Well, I want this and this is what I'm going to do. And then to be able to look at yourself and say, am I getting what I want? Do I feel joyful? Do I feel excited? Is there inspiration in what I'm doing? Or is there fear in what I'm doing? Is there emotional need in what I'm doing? Then to be able to look at why, see, this is easy. Take an action, do this, right? But to be able to look at why we do it takes self-introspection. It takes honesty. It takes self-integrity. It takes, in a way, objectivity to become mindful, to say, is this really an emotion and a purpose and a reason and a meaning that's really moving me along my soul purpose? Or is it based on an insecurity? And that's the difference between mind and heart. That's the difference between wants and desires. And so we can look at ourselves, okay, here we go. All that takes honesty, right? So how do we move from what into why? And how do we change this why and what into something that's more powerful? Well, one of the things that I always refer to, and this really is a lesson for me, it's the law of detachment. Deepak Chopra talks about it in the 7 spiritual laws of success. Now check this out. I'm going to have to read it because I don't have it memorized. In detachment lies the wisdom of uncertainty. Wow, look at that. I mean, if our primary instinct is survival, we want certainty, we want safety, yet detachment doesn't mean you don't care. It means you're willing to surrender your own will to the will of God in the path of your soul purpose and surrender to divine guidance, right? Doesn't mean you don't have a plan. What it means is I carry out the plan, but I have flexibility in my plan, right? Because what uncertainty does, it gives you the freedom from the past, from the known. What's our mind like? It likes the known, like certainty, which is the prison. That means it keeps you trapped in the past, bring into your present, and continually doing what you do, because why you do it is based on fear. Here's how you loosen the binds, the chains, and metaphorically, that binds you, right? So in our willingness to step into the unknown, in the field of all possibility, what's that mean? That means knowing that God has an infinite amount of choices. We surrender ourselves to the creative mind that dance the universe. We surrender ourselves to the power of the universe that's bigger. So how do you put it into effect? There's 3 steps. So get this. Today I'll commit myself to detachment. Get this. I will allow myself and others around me the freedom to be as they are. What's that mean? You're not there to change people. You're there to accept them and whether or not it aligns with your soul purpose. So I will not force solutions on problems, thereby creating new problems. How many times do we do that? We want to force our solutions on problems and then we create bigger things. Why? Because what we do can be based on a reason that isn't based on our most empowered state, right? So what's that mean? We're not going to create new problems. We're going to allow others to be as they are, and we're going to allow the process to handle itself, which means I don't always know how, but I'm open, right? Today I'll factor in uncertainty as an essential ingredient of my experience. So in my willingness to accept uncertainty, solutions will spontaneously appear. So that means like, hey, I don't know how, but I have a plan, and I'm working my plan, but I'm open to the infinite possibilities that God can bring. Now, how many times did you have a problem and a solution, the perfect solution came up and you had no idea? You didn't even know. Where did that come from? Man, God is great, right? So when those solutions come in that we don't even know, because we don't even know what we don't know, we have unconscious incompetence. We're unaware of all the possible solutions. But when you stay open to the infinite possibility of God moving in your life, the universe directing you, because your why is more powerful than what? Then miracles happen, right? What's a miracle? Something that was unexpected. But when you detach and you say, God, I don't know how, but you know how, and I have a plan, but I'm going to follow your guidance because you might change my plan, and I'm open to the uncertainty and the infinite possibilities because faith is moving me in a direction with flexibility that I can find my highest path and the highest path for others. Well, that's a big one because we want our highest path, but are we flexible to the highest path of others and honoring that? Man, that's a whole nother level of faith, right? So check this out. The more uncertain things seem to be, what's that mean? The more chaos, the more disorder, the more things you feel like you have less control of, the more powerless you feel, the more angry you get because you want certainty, right? Check this out. The more uncertain things seem to feel, the more secure I will feel. So the more disorder and chaos, imagine that. The bigger the problem, the more certainty that divine guidance will move you through that problem into your perfect solution that you allow. Check that out. Okay, through the wisdom of uncertainty, I will feel my security. Wow, isn't that amazing? The more uncertain you feel, the more secure you feel. Man, that is faith. That is staying open to the infinite possibilities God is moving in your life, and you are in touch with divine guidance. Now check this last one out. I will step in the field of all possibilities and anticipate the excitement that can occur. So what's that mean? You're in present time. The next moment, something completely exciting is going to happen because there is an infinity of choices. Now check that out. An infinity of choices. Now what does your mind know? Your mind knows, well, there's this choice, and this choice. That may feel like an infinity of choices, but it's 3 infinity. No, so what you're doing is you're remaining open to things I don't even know about. No, I have a plan. Here's 3 choices. I'm moving this direction. But every step I take, is this in my divine guidance? How does this feel? Am I moving with my innate? Do I feel like this is a step that God's directing me? Right? And then you have excitement for the next step, because when you step in the field of all possibilities, I will experience the fun, adventure, magic, and mystery of life. What's the mystery of life? Being open to the infinite possibilities of God. And the mystery, what's the mystery mean? I don't know. The mystery means in the uncertainty, you're very certain you don't know, but in that uncertainty of not knowing, that is your certainty. to be comfortable with not knowing, to be able to have a plan, and to be able, as you step, your steps are guided. Your steps are guided by the Lord, right? I don't know what phrase that is or what script that is, but your steps are ordered and they're guided, and you follow that divine guidance. Man, what would happen with our life? Our why then would have so much power that what we do would give us the joy, the excitement, the magic, and infinite possibilities that we're here to fulfill our soul purpose right now. Right now, right now. When is that? Say right now. Okay, you guys, hey, all this comes from You Are More Powerful Than You Think. Go to youaremorepowerful.com. It is a spiritual cookbook. I thank you for being here. Take this one, man, share this all over. This is a message to millions of people, because there's billions of people actually that are following the steps of God. They're here for a soul purpose, and let's live by divine guidance. Okay, love you guys. See ya.